What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today we are going to be starting a brand new series on Power and Revolution 2019. We're going to be playing as the Republic of India. The Republic of India is one of the largest countries in the world, along with the second most populous nation in the world. They are known as the largest democracy in the world. They are a very controversial nation, especially over the past couple of days and weeks, as India has been introducing laws such as the Citizens Amendment Act, in which basically grants citizenship to non-citizens of any any religion other than Islam, which if anyone knows a lot of history, they know that India is a very Hindu central nation, along with that has a very not strong ties, but very bad ties to the closing Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So hopefully we do not have to enter a war against the Islamic Republic in this series, but if we do, then we will definitely show them the power of God against them. So we're going to go ahead and check on a couple of things. We have the malnutrition that we have to deal with. Should invest a little more into food control. It is a very small expense and will guarantee the entire population, especially infants and children, a food supply that is healthy and without bacteria, viruses, or chemicals. This should be a national priority. And then weeding out terrorists, so we have to deal with terrorism in this country. We have carbon tax, possibly, and then we have the 2030 Accords that we need to abide by, and then CO2 capture. So probably within the next 5 years, we will actually be able to deal with it. Let's go ahead and look at our taxes. We have a 4.19% budgetary deficit. We have a 13.44% value added tax, along with our progressive tax that we have to deal with as well. Then we have tax on large fortunes, inheritance, real estate, audiovisual. Then we have payroll. We have a very high company tax, but we're not making a lot of money off of it. We have highway tolls. We have tax on industrial pollution. We can probably increase the highway toll tax just so we can start making more funds. We can probably go more into sector nationalization, and then we can maybe even get more donations from other countries by increasing our relations with them. The United States is going to be a very strong ally that I'm going to try to get with. So we're going to go ahead and request a meeting, first and foremost, with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. And then we are going to concentrate on improving relations with the United States to counter the very close and very strong and powerful People's Republic of China. China is going to be a very, very big enemy against our republic, and we need to make sure that we are able to counter them. And in this episode, we will be dealing with legislative elections. We will be competing in here. So I believe that the Republic of India is actually let's go over to regulate the funding of political parties regarding what are we exactly? Are we a head of state? Go to nomination of head of government. Okay, democratically elected by the parliament. We could actually change over to a democratically elected universal suffrage reform, but we are not going to be able to do that in our thing. So we're going to have to make sure that we are able to keep our majority in parliament to keep our power. And then we have the United States that we get to deal with. Let's go ahead and do all that, and then let's get some trading contracts with the United States. We have a large surplus of these that we can actually sell. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, so we're going to be able to actually get a better trade contract with the United States because they have a very high purchase price compared to our selling price. So let's go ahead and call it the auto agreements, and then that's going to be a $62 billion contract with the United States, going to end in 2024. I believe that was it. Now let's get another trade contract with the United States. This is going to improve our growth in the country. We have iron that we can actually sell. Let's go ahead and sell some iron to the United States. 186, that's enough for us. Unless we can get it a little higher, $195. Let's go ahead and call it the Iron Agreement. And these are really the only trade contracts that we even need to sign. So once we actually get a couple of these really lucrative contracts with the United States, we are going to be golden within our economy. We also need to go to our food sector and make sure that they are properly funded. Let's go ahead and sell also some fuel to the United States. We're definitely going to be able to get a lot of money off of this. Let's shoot to get $1,300 off of that, and then probably $1,200 is going, or at least over $1,000 per tow is going to be a big goal of mine for this fuel contract. Let's go ahead and call it the Seattle Agreement. So we have a $1,200 contract we're going to be able to sign. This is going to be worth over $104 billion. Definitely $104 billion. Let's go ahead and sign that contract with the United States. Big contract that we just signed. And then let's go over to oil. Can we sell some oil over to the United States? We do not have oil, so that's definitely going to be something that we need to improve our production of. Let's go ahead and end that meeting. Very successful meeting with the President of the United States. It's going to improve our approval rating as soon as that growth boost actually hits us. And then we are definitely running for re-election. So for one thing, let's go over to farming. Let's go ahead and subsidize farming, improve that growth prospect. We're going to give, what is our, so 230 billion to 352 billion. Let's go ahead and give each sector about $50 million in funding that it got our budget over a little bit. Let's improve funding to assistance for converting to organic farming. And then food safety, actually, let's see how much that's going to cost. Let's get under $1 billion funded into food safety. Electric cars are going to be one thing, but we definitely need to check on our energy situation. 81.2% of our economy is dependent on fossil fuels. Definitely need to get that changed over. Can we invest in nuclear power plants? Yes, we can. We're going to go ahead and hold off on that until we can actually lower our budget deficit a little bit more. And then, since India is definitely more famous for their telecom, let's go ahead and give some more services over to that. $727 billion in our services industry. Definitely a big thing for the Indian economy. That's actually probably why they don't do anything about telecom and like a lot of scammers that they actually have. Because they don't. Okay, that really helped out. Health and agriculture, big jump in approval rating for that. Let's go ahead and check on our health sector. 2% of our GDP is going toward health, and then our life expectancy is 68. That's definitely going to be going up. Space exploration is also going to be a big investment of mine. Seropositive 1.53 population per hospital bed. We need to get these numbers down. Hospital. Tax exemptions from companies using retirement by capitalization. Let's go ahead and improve on that. So we're going to accept that. Let's see if Parliament likes that. 74.3%. So that really helped out. We're going to go ahead and go over and pass that. Let's go to elections program. So we need to wait for the primaries to end. So we got a couple of people running in the primaries, and then I believe we do have a 25-day thing to basically, that's going to be the separation from the end of the primaries to the beginning of the actual electoral campaign. So In about 100 days is whenever we're actually going to be able to run for it, and then we're going to be able to do a couple of policies before then. 60 days is usually whenever it's like the actual thing. Hang on. Just like tobacco, this will undoubtedly yield results in the long term, all while filling the state's coffers. So what I was saying is actually the 60 days is how long you actually have between an electoral campaign, an electoral campaign and election day. And that's for universal suffrage. That's whenever like everyone votes for the head of state, not for a parliament. And then parliamentary elections, those are a 25-day election period. So let's go over to taxation. Let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. Gun tax 2.5. Maybe we can get rid of that in the future. Real estate tax, income tax. Let's cancel that. Let's leave taxes alone for now. Regular and repressive, no. Tax on large digital companies, that's gonna get a couple of... Okay, so carbon tax is gonna be very lucrative if we actually get into that. Financial transaction tax. Company tax, I'm gonna leave those alone because those are hurting our economy as much as they already are. So let's get that. No one wants that. Industrial oh my god, I completely forgot how like lucrative this freaking tax is. As soon as you get it above like a certain level, like it's like heaven. We just need to increase this tax, like, you know, every so often. Okay. That's awesome. And then another thing that we're actually going to concentrate on in this series is we're going to be concentrating on a lot of high-speed rail. High-speed rail is going to be very, very important to me to get transportation between my states. So my first project is going to be a high-speed rail between New Delhi and maybe Jammu, or maybe Amritsar, I believe. How much would that cost? 17 months, $8.1 billion. We can get that done for $5 billion for the first year, and then $22 billion over the next 5 years. Let's go ahead and increase on that, and that's going to be our first high-speed railway. But it was a waste of public funds for some reason. I don't care. I need railways. We can also invest in highways, big highway systems. Let's go ahead and make a highway between Jaipur and New Delhi, since it already has a highway. Let's get that done for $1.5 billion. Launching the construction, waste of public money, I don't care. I need infrastructure. That has passed, so that will increase growth, and retirement plans will be able to come out. Currency, let's check on our currency situation. 4.97%. Is that going up or down? That is going up according to that. Let's go ahead and increase that by 0.5%. And our budget deficit is going down. China discovers self-regulating fiber. We are going to be lacking in the research field for a little bit until we can actually start to work more on increasing funding to a lot of my stuff. The Indian economy is lagging. We are not doing that well financially, so we definitely need to get our growth up. We have a 13.38% growth rate right now. We need to prevent a recession, but our economy is going up. Our stock market is doing very well. The American economy is doing very well. It's jumped about a couple thousand points. And then trade balance, we need to make sure that this is up. So we actually have a very good positive trade balance in our country. Housing is going to be another priority of mine. $151,000. 151,000 houses are going to be rehabilitated. We do not have the best. Well, we're actually not a ratifier of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, so we can actually produce our own nuclear weapons in secret. Let's go ahead and produce 90 nuclear weapons, and then maybe in the future we can actually ratify the Non-Proliferation Treaty. I know that Pakistan is actually also a non-ratifier of that treaty. Let's actually check on who is a ratifier of it. If I can. Security. Non-Proliferation Treaty. Yeah, Pakistan, North Korea, India, and South Sudan are not signatories, and Israel actually as well. They're not signatories of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, which basically means that you promise not to produce any nuclear weapons or spread them across the world to non-likely nations. We are suffering from a riot. This is just a violent demonstration. Let's go ahead and deal with that now. Let's go ahead and look toward women. What kind of legislation? Specific criminalization of street harassment. Regulate contraception, which is authorized at will. We have legal abortion on demand. And prostitution is legal, but organized activities are illegal. Okay, so that actually means, and I actually figured this out, legal, but organized activities is legal. So basically, prostitution, if someone is being a prostitute, they will not be prosecuted for it. But however, if someone organizes a way to actually pay them for sex, then that's whenever they actually are. That's whenever they are actually like, you know, criminalized for it. The person who pays for it is the one who's prosecuted, not the prostitute. And in this one, basically, it's like all illegal. Like organized activities and prostitution is legal in the state. Education policy on gender equality. Let's go ahead and give that some more funding. And then industry. So we really need to rely on our industries and our sectors to actually improve in order to come forth.
The bill?
Industrial pollution, that passed. We had an assassination, so that dropped our approval rating. How many more days do we have until the election? We could actually do the election in episode 2. Corn-based biodegradable plastic. The army's imminent. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to look. So those terrorists have been defeated. Let's go ahead and allow him to do it. Let's go forward a couple of days. Okay, we had another assassination. This is really starting to hurt. Let's employ some more state employees. $1.5 billion. Let's go ahead and give that to the police, and that'll give us some more approval because of increased state employees. Perfection of fragrant fabric, so that helped out. Radio wave, controlled remotes, odor. No, we're not gonna do that yet. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of these right now. I know there's a state of emergency declared due to hunger, and hopefully we do not suffer a famine. If we suffer a famine, that's really going to hurt. Public debt is going down, though. Agencies. We have a AAA rating now. And then we are definitely going to improve our nuclear program. What we really need is a big nuclear program to where, let's go ahead and invest $10 billion into a nuclear program. 8,000. It's going to be done in less than 5 months. Let's get that done away from Pakistan. Get it done right there. Then let's get more health employees. That really helped. Perfection of biodegradable plastic. Let's go ahead and patent that one, though. Oh my god.
Although
recruitment, blah 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 blah. So I don't care about these. Public shelter, health, employment, and the scientific discovery. That is what helped. So we're 79 days away from the election. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit more, and we're probably not going to be suffering through the election in this episode. I really want to do that in the next episode. So there's always like the separate, you know, like the starting stuff unless the election is like right then and there. I really don't like want to start up the series and then have an election in the same episode. Let's go over to education. Let's see what kind of activities are going on here. Gonna need to increase some funding over here. 8 million teachers in the country. See what's going on with our inflation. Is that going up? Yes, it is. We need to get a control on that as well. We have distress situation in India. 70 days from the election. Let's see what our gross national happiness is. That is going down compared to the beginning of the game. Mostly because of environment, purchasing power, and employment. Employment, what is our employment situation looking like? Do we need to instigate something about... Unemployment rate is 4% compared to 3.4%, so it is going up compared to the beginning of the game, so we are doing something wrong. Let's defund the no. Oh, wait.
The election campaign.
Okay, here we are in the election campaign. I thought it was only supposed to start 25 days from it. I guess it's different as India. What is going on here? So now, the head of government parties lead ahead of the other parties. So yeah, we are. Let's do a campaign promise. West Bengal. We are going to need to do... Let's do some more police, 2.5 million. Because those really help. Let's do Delhi. Health and social workers. Okay, that really helped. And then electoral fraud. We could actually do some electoral fraud. Double enrollment of the electors. Or ballots destroyed. Oh, we have a 2-turn system for electing the head of government. Let's... go forward like a week. Evaluation of the program. It's a terrible campaign program. We have a hostage situation.
the kidnap.
Let's go back to our electoral campaign. Let's see who is in the lead. No one is in the lead yet. Asim. Oh, that's what we need to do. Let's go over here. Political party. My party. Launch a fundraiser. Confirm that. And then we also need to ask the businessman for some money. Because we need money. We need money.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually illegal for him to fund a party.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Someone could actually find that. $4 million has been transferred to our bank account. Let's go to elections, candidates. Okay, so someone else is right on our line. So let's do that. Education. Let's call for 10 million teachers. So that threw us up to 72, okay. We also really need to be watching the costs because as soon as we get a very, very high cost, that's whenever we are not able to actually get any more. But if I get it to at least 100, then that's what I'm really looking for. Gujarat, I think that's how you say it. Let's call for another 100,000 housing units to be rehabilitated. Okay, that didn't work. Let's go forward a week. And we were issued about like $50 billion in debt. So we're still the poll's favorite. Let's see what that poll actually put us at, 27 to 20. So we're still working out that, and it's a two-turn thing. So the top two are the ones that are actually going to be going to the runoff. If we can actually get into at least the top two, and then do good in the debate, then we're gonna be fine. I really didn't want to do an election in this episode, but I have to. 29 days out from the election. Getting creeped up on by the other party, so let's go ahead and do another thing. Let's increase our researchers. 77. Go to Kashmir. I know realistically they probably wouldn't go to Kashmir, but let's give more money to fighting endocrine disruptors. Okay, that's not working. It's stupid. The electoral campaign in this game is like so weird. It's always really odd. I mean, I thought I had a handle on it, but I guess I don't. 78. We're running out of promises that we can actually have because we have a maximum of 15 that we got. Legislation. No, I want a promise of freedom. Elections. Term. Parliament's term. Police legislation. ID checks. Let's promise less ID checks. Okay, that helped. Oh, thank God. Let's promise a less restrictive government. That's going to be our campaign. Let's promise one less restrictive thing. Legislation, freedom of teachers. Salaries. Budgets. Women work. Let's go to work. Let's promise a higher minimum wage. There we go. That's it. Japan, e-paper, vision, and an artificial limbs. We're 18 days away from the election. 29% of the vote is ours to 21%. Fundraising campaign, $6 million. And then let's get one more fundraiser. You're 12 days out from the election. Let's get a couple of key figures on our side. Let's get the state union with us. That's the fun part, is that actually sometimes whenever you have like those restrictive unions, it really helps out in electoral campaigns because you only have to be nice to one union. Your militants can be proud of your leader. Do you like me enough?
Don't panic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Don't panic, I'll look into it. So that means he did like us. Let's get one more person to call for us. Association. How many people do you got? 69 million. So let's get you to encourage people to vote for us. And then you as well. So we're just going to be calling for people to vote for me. We have a meeting.
Sure.
Let's go and...
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, if it makes you happy. Don't panic, I'll look into it, thank you.
Okay. Don't panic.
Thank you. Thanks for the votes. Maybe we can have some closer relations with Afghanistan if that's also another option for us. Party in second. So let's see what that was. 26 to 20. So we are now 2 days away from the election. 898 million people are going to be voting in this election.
Good evening.
Alright, let's see what our total vote count is. This is our guy right here. We are number two. Yep.
We are now going, my friend.
Okay, we got 27% of the vote. So now I believe we are now just trying to prepare for... We had an election turnout of 62%. Now, the Uberization of society, study job markets, and the service sector has submitted a report. It shows that thanks to the development of mobile internet, numerous new services, carpooling, Uber drivers, subletting properties, that is it. Legislative TV debate. 32% of the population does not give a crap about this election. So now we are into the debate. We had $6 million that got us.
Good evening.
Immigration.
What's your...
No voting rights. Visas are mandatory. Let's do a basic subsidy, I guess?
It is an objective
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Thank you. And moving on. migrants.
Okay, that got him a little bit of support.
Thank you. Let's move on. So,
Ooh, this is gonna be hard.
it is essential to maintain.
Okay. So let's give some
Very well.
funding to something really important.
over
This is going to
to
be
you.
very important to us. We already promised a better minimum wage. We should have waited, honestly. Let's increase the minimum solidarity allowance,
In these times of crisis where poverty gains ground,
which I do actually support that kind of policy.
it's
And that really
now
helped us
I
out.
would
Taxation
like some
is going to be something we can actually hit. So good thing we held off on this promise.
purchasing power.
Oh god, that
drives
hurt. Ouch.
I would like to hear you
Yes,
talk
and that's going to be a cheat.
Thank you. We are.
He promised to decrease the value-added tax.
Purchasing power drives.
We are going to promise to get rid of this song because it takes away my copyright. Immigration, research, police, transportation, energy, education. Let's give more funding to aids and grants.
It is essential to maintain and develop, cost what it may.
That helped.
The living.
Thank
All right,
you
we won
once
the
again.
debate.
To both of you, our instant polling system has
Tootie reconquered the
Good
public.
evening.
So now we are into the second round of elections, where after this election we are going to institute some major electoral reforms, as well as a massive amount of big reforms. I'm going to concentrate on a lot of what India is actually doing in real life. So that's going to be a big thing that I really want to do. So we're going to be going toward the next election, which is going to be the runoff election between the top two candidates on the ballot. Tomorrow is the second round of elections to take place, and we will therefore be paying attention to the results the day after tomorrow. So on June 3rd, I believe. All right.
Good evening.
Oh, okay. $21, okay. So we got 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36%. 36.75% of the vote. So I believe we could actually have a majority. Second round of electoral results. Let's go ahead and go to the next inauguration. 283 out of 545 seats. Is that a majority, though? 283, yep. We actually got a majority, and then the ultra-conservative coalition will be a part of our own coalition, in which we will hold on to a majority of parliament in the Indian parliament. You are back. The parliament is gathered to decide a new head of government. You have been re-elected. Thank you so much. Re-election of Tootie.
Fellow elected representatives, I am very proud to be here with you today. Having been charged with governing our beautiful country, I can assure you that my determination will be unfailing in leading us on the path to prosperity.
Alright, that is the re-election speech that our President Tootie, or Prime Minister Tootie, actually, we have Prime Minister. So we now have 1,800 days until the next federal election in the Republic of India. But guys, if you guys enjoyed this very long episode of the first episode of the Republic of India, please let me know down in the comments below. I know you guys have been waiting for new content, and I am back. I am finally making new content for you guys. I am very excited for what is coming in the next couple of weeks. If you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Join my Patreon. I am back on Patreon for you guys, so you can support me in what I do. I cannot do more content without you guys, and I'm really relying on you guys to help me in making more content. So if you guys want to see more content, please support me on Patreon. I'm going to be making a membership tab on YouTube soon, so if you want to join me there, please do so whenever I do that. And guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys there.